Housing Development Program is number one and the best. Housing Development Program, number one. Housing Development Program in Nigeria. Housing Development Program in Africa. Housing Development Program and the globe. Number one, Housing Development Program.
Hello and welcome to Housing Development, your go-to platform for insightful discussions on housing, mortgage financing, and real estate development. As always, I am your housing diva, Flora, and today we're focusing on an event that has become a major catalyst for change in Africa's housing sector, the Africa International Housing Show 2025. I'll also bring you the latest updates in the housing construction and finance sector, also voices of Nigerians as they react to the rising cost of rent, and insight from the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development Land Conference. Plus, we take you inside the unveiling of Hutu Abuja, a brand new real estate project by Imshal Real Estate Company on Property Hunters. It's a fully packed show, so let's get started. Let's begin with some of the top stories making waves in the housing and finance sector.
The federal government disclosed Nigeria requires an annual investment of $6.25 billion to bridge the country's housing deficits today. Minister of Housing and Urban Development Ahmed Dangiwa made this known at the Renewed Hope Housing Summit in Abuja recently. He stated that despite several housing policies, progress remains hindered by inconsistent implementation, lack of will, and poor coordination nationwide. Dangiwa added that Nigeria must construct 500,000 housing units annually over the next decade to address the deficit and meet growing demand. He further explained that at 10 million naira per unit, this translates to an annual financial requirement exceeding 5 trillion naira, approximately $6.52 billion. The Africa International Housing Show, AIHS, has announced a strategic partnership with the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, MOFI, to promote stakeholders' engagement and enlightenment on its interventions. This initiative aims to bring MOFI's activities to the forefront and educate Nigerians about its contributions to the housing sector. MOFI will bring in top housing finance practitioners to share insights into its ongoing efforts and strategic direction in alignment with global best practices. The discussions will also offer valuable perspectives on how the institution is prepared to transform Nigeria's housing sector through structured financing, sustainable development, and innovative investment models. MOFI has set an ambitious target to raise 1 trillion naira to support the development of affordable housing in Nigeria. The first phase, amounting to 250 billion naira, has already been raised and fully subscribed, demonstrating strong investor confidence in the initiative. The Estate Surveyors and Valuers Registration Board of Nigeria, the highest level of integrity and professionalism, crucial for maintaining the excellence that the board demands.
To read the full news and more, do well to visit www.africanhousingnews.com. Now let's turn to a pressing issue affecting millions of Nigerians: rent prices. In recent months, Nigerians have been voicing their concerns over the skyrocketing cost of rent. In cities like Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, rent prices have surged, making it difficult for the average citizen to afford decent accommodation. Let's hear what Nigerians had to say on Nigerian Voices.
Okay, I stay at Uye, and the cost of my house rent is 300K. First of all, I have to consider the environment, how secure it is, and at the same time, the topography nature of the land, like whether it's slopey or hilly, because there are some areas where once rain season starts, you will see floods everywhere, and sometimes there are some places that the road are not tight. And but most important thing is security first. Then another thing I want to emphasize on is the cost of house rent. It's actually quite expensive considering the structures that are available for rent. There are some people that can't afford it. Sometimes they will call price and you will be expecting very nice, well-furnished apartment, and at the end of the day you will get disappointed once they take you to the place, to the location of the apartment, in the sense that you won't even like the apartment. You have to, invest more money on it in order to furnish it, to make it look good, and it's not really fair. And at the end of the day, you see that apartment that you actually, you budgeted for 300,000 will end up consuming 450 or 500,000, because you got to invest more money in order to make it look good.
I live at Kubwa, and I believe I'm a landlord of my own. I don't really know what other people are paying, but I know house in Abuja is very expensive due to the economy. And the problem we have, if our government will make things to be easy for all of us, I believe things will be easy. We have problem between the government to make things to be easy for the people.
I stay in the Gadwa estate. Yeah. Honestly, it's not something to talk about, because as at 2 years back, the house as a room and parlor was at 1.2, 1.3 million. But as we speak, a room and parlor is going to 2.5. Some people will even tell you 3 million for a room and parlor. So it's very, very alarming, and I don't even know. As in, most people have packed from the estate. Maybe some have gone to the suburb, like Nyanya, Warem, Orozo, all those places, because the house is not affordable in the town here.
I stayed in Maraba, Asobi, precisely, and we do get one room for 100,000, one bedroom flat 270, two bedroom I think 450.
Nigerian voices there. As the cost of living continues to rise, what measures can be put in place to address this issue? Would love to hear your thoughts. Join the conversation on our social media platforms displayed on your screen.
Are you an estate developer, building materials manufacturer, or home interior decor expert looking to connect with a high-quality audience and take your business to the next level? Join us at the Africa International Housing Show, AIHS 2025, taking place at the Transcorp Hilton, Abuja, to the 31st, 2025. This premier event offers a platform to elevate your brand and connect with people with buy capacity that will bring you good sales during the course of the program. Networking opportunities with influential government and political leaders, CEOs of international financial organizations, and industry experts from Nigeria and across Africa. Access to manufacturers from over 21 countries showcasing cutting-edge products and services. Insights into innovative solutions and strategies to drive growth in the housing sector. Secure your spots today and register at www.africahousingshow.com or call 0916 500 0000. Don't miss this chance to elevate your business and connect with the who is who in the housing industry. Be there.
My name's Robert Hornsby with American Home Builders of West Africa. Keep watching Housing Development Program.
For over a decade, AIHS, which is the Africa International Housing Show, has remained Africa's largest housing and construction expo, bringing together key stakeholders from across the continent. This year's edition is said to be a game changer, offering solutions to Africa's green housing deficit while fostering investment and policy reforms. So what makes Africa International Housing Show 2025 unique? It provides a platform for policy dialogue where government officials and private sector players discuss critical reforms. It creates business and investment opportunities by connecting developers, financiers, and industry leaders. It showcases cutting-edge innovations in housing construction, sustainable building materials, and mortgage financing. If you're in the housing sector, this is one event you don't want to miss. What to expect at Africa International Housing Show 2025. This year's AIHS will feature top government officials, policy makers, and industry experts discussing Africa's housing future. Exhibitions from leading developers and manufacturers showcasing affordable housing solutions. Investment sessions where financiers and investors connect with real estate developers. One major highlight is the conversation around affordable housing financing. How can Nigerians and other Africans access low-interest mortgages? What role will the government and private sector play in making home ownership a reality for more people? AIHS, Africa International Housing Show 2025, will provide answers. Now listen up to why you should attend Africa International Housing Show 2025 if you are a real estate developer looking for partnerships and financing opportunities, a policy maker interested in housing reforms, a home buyer seeking affordable housing options, a manufacturer or service provider in the housing sector. Then AIHS 2025 is a place for you. This is a perfect opportunity to network, showcase your brand, and gain insight from industry leaders.
Are you ready to take your real estate career to the next level, or a young visionary eager to explore the booming world of housing and investment? Then, don't miss Realtors and Youth Day at the Africa International Housing Show. Date 1st August 2025. Venue Trasco Event Center, Abuja. Time 9 a.m. Get ready for powerful industry insights from top realtors and developers, exclusive networking opportunities, youth-focused real estate empowerment, expert panels, investment strategies, and more. This is your chance to connect, learn, and build wealth through real estate. Don't just watch the industry grow, be a part of it. Join us at AIHS 2025. Register now at www.africahousingshow.com. AIHS 2025, empowering realtors, inspiring youths.
The future of Africa's housing sector depends on proactive discussions, innovative solutions, and strong partnerships. And that's exactly what Africa International Housing Show 2025 is bringing to the table. So mark your calendar, get ready to be part of the biggest housing event on the continent, and stay tuned for more updates.
I think it's a fantastic initiative, and if you just look out in the audience right now, you have the who's who of the marketplace. You've got managing directors of banks and mortgage companies and developers. So I'm looking forward to having some detailed conversations with our existing partners, meeting a whole bunch of new people.
I think what makes this type of venue important is it gives all of the stakeholders a chance to come together and figure out ways to solve the affordable housing needs of people.
An excellent way of bringing thought leaders, investors, institutions that can help to address the problem holistically. You know, I think it's a very excellent initiative.
You're watching Housing Development. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development recently held a land conference aimed at tackling issues surrounding land ownership, allocation, and housing development in Nigeria. Let's get the full details.
The federal government has taken a significant step towards improving land administration in the country. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development recently held a workshop in Abuja to address Nigeria's long-standing land tenure issues, which have hindered property ownership, urban development, and economic growth. According to the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Dangiwa, the government is committed to streamlining land registration and documentation to unlock Nigeria's vast real estate potential. This move aims to increase formal land transactions, improve access to credit, and boost internally generated revenue for state governments.
A significant step in the current administration efforts to implement long overdue reforms. These reforms are essential to unlocking the immense potential of Nigeria's landed assets for economic growth, wealth creation, poverty reduction, capital accumulation, and national development through the National Land Registration, Documentation and Titling Program. Let me emphasize why this initiative is so important. Over 90% of land in Nigeria is registered and untitled, making it possible for landowners to leverage their assets for economic purposes. Experts estimate that this has resulted in a debt capital exceeding $300 billion. Addressing this issue is not just about administrative efficiency, it is a critical step towards economic transformation.
The Surveyor General of the Federation, Adebumei Abdulganiyu, emphasized that land in Nigeria is vested in the government under the Land Use Act.
The land is vested in the government, and the Land Use Act vested the authority in land on the governors of the state. In Nigeria, we have 86 boundaries. Even though we have 36 states, including Abuja, making it 37, that's FCC, FCT. But we have, from that 36 states, we have 86 boundaries. That is huge, and it's big enough. So, because of that one, the federal government is in its own magnanimity exercise out the National Boundary Commission. So that National Boundary Commission will be in charge of adjudication of the boundaries.
Commissioners of housing from various states, including Cross River, Plateau, Jigawa, and Kano, expressed their appreciation for the federal government's efforts and emphasized the importance of efficient land administration for national development.
Welcome back. And finally, on Property Hunters, Shaw Real Estate Company has unveiled its latest project, Hutu Abuja. This development is set to redefine luxury and affordability in the real estate sector, offering modern housing units with state-of-the-art facilities. The unveiling event saw top industry leaders and investors all in attendance. Here's a glimpse of what went down at the launch.
Hutu Abuja officially launched its prestigious resort site, marking a significant milestone in the city's luxury property market. Hutu Abuja is a trailblazing luxury estate redefining the boundaries of upscale living. As Africa's pioneering polo and golf resort estate, Hutu Abuja sets a new standard for luxury real estate, seamlessly integrating world-class polo and golf facilities. The official pre-launch ceremony was held on site, marking a significant milestone for this groundbreaking project.
To the glory of God and to the honor of mankind, to the use of everyone, we hereby commence this groundbreaking occasion today.
Hutu Abuja is a resort estate that came up out of innovation from two giant developers, namely Iben Properties Limited and Michelle Homes Limited. Our vision for this project is to be able to redefine real estate in the city of Abuja. We thought that Abuja can earn so much from recreational activity, which includes resort. For us, our idea is to be able to do something exceptional that redefines what luxury is. We just don't want to create homes for people. We want to be able to redefine the way people live and define comfort.
Basically, we're going to be leveraging on the natural resources we have here. As you can see, we have abundant quarry materials here on this site, and then that's why to ensure that we have affordable houses, that's why we have gone ahead to also come up with a concept of having ready-mix concrete production here. So we are going to be having our own silo, our own batching plant, our own virtually in-house. The roads will be done on concrete pavement. So we are very sure, that all of this is going to drive down the costs of living. And then just like as he has rightly said, the project is for everyone. We have it cut across board. So when you talk about affordability in its right sense, it is indeed affordable.
With projects like Hutu Abuja, it's clear that the private sector is playing a major role in bridging the housing gap in Nigeria. And that's it on Property Hunters today. If you have a housing project you want us to showcase, you need subscribers, investors for your housing project, do not hesitate to call the numbers, the Property Hunters numbers displayed on your screen. And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Housing Development. We covered trending housing news, heard from Nigerians on the rising cost of rent, got updates on the African International Housing Show, and explored the latest initiatives from the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, including the unveiling of Hutu Abuja. Remember, the conversation continues on all our social media platforms. Let's know your thoughts and questions. I'm your housing diva, Flora, and I'll see you next time. Stay informed, stay empowered. Bye for now.
Housing